Hello, my name is Krystal Clark and I am joining the Truth Corner, and today's session is going to be about family denial. So the family denial portion in the story came from after I found out that they were dating. My ex and my god sister were dating. I kind of asked him like why. I remember asking him like why her, like what, like why, like out of all people, why her? And I'm like, we're god sisters, like why would you even like mess up like that relationship, that bond? And he kind of looked at me like, god sisters? Like, yeah, like we god sisters, like what you mean? So he was just like, I didn't know anything about that. And I was like, well, I remember asking her, I remember telling him actually, like, go ask her what our relationship is. And so I'm assuming he went back and asked her. I don't know the specific conversation that he had with her at the time, but he came back and told me that he did have a conversation with her and that she told him like, we're not blood, but you know, like, yeah, there was a relationship there. We're god sisters, but I mean, we aren't, you know, it's not like we're blood related family. And when that happened, for me personally, it just put me in like a complete shock. I was shocked that the tone that he kind of gave it back to me, and the fact where I just kind of took it, kind of hearing it in her voice saying it, because I know what she sounds like. So I took it to how I know how she speaks, and I just kind of internalized it, envisioned it that way. And when I kind of like got in my feelings and in my head, I'm like, yo, like this is foul. Like, not only are you denying me of our relationship, like we could just take the title off, was my thing. If we remove the title of god sister, whatever, there was still a bond there from childhood, basically from birth. Like if we go all the way back, like our mothers went to the same high school, then somehow came to the same church, then we're growing up together, then we had the same godparents, and then we just spending the night over her house while we were spending the night over their house. There was sleepover, birthday parties, like all these things that we would always do together as a family, as you know, our mothers have a sisterhood. So it was very, very like, you just denying everything that, you know, what we have just for this person. And so when he came back and was just like, yeah, she just said, you know, like y'all relationship ain't what it is. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I'm literally like arguing. I remember arguing with him, yelling at him because I was so mad at what he was telling me. And I'm like, that's a bold-faced lie. Like, no, we are, this is what we are. Like, I'm giving all facts, stating all facts to him. Like, go talk to these people. Like, I just need you to go talk to these people to understand what this whole situation is. But, you know, at the end of the day, that was my anger, you know, bringing out towards him. And it was my anger towards her because I felt like, how do you deny what it really is? And we never really had another conversation, I think, about the whole denial portion of it until later on down the line. I was very, I'll probably say I was very irritated and frustrated, upset, hurt, angry, all the emotions that you would probably feel from, like, let's just say it was like a friend that betrayed you, or like a best friend that betrayed you. It was like that, but for me it was like, this is like my big sister. And for her to want to go into a whole relationship with my ex, and it's like, I'm telling you the stuff like he doing to me, and you gonna go and get with him. So it was like, dang, if I can't trust you, then I can't trust nobody. So from there, my relationship, I can say, as far as trust, went to like 0. I did not trust anybody. I did not trust people that were around me, the circle, the crew. I think I removed myself actually from the crew. I did not go around. I knew that they were still doing stuff, and I still got invited to things. I wanted no parts. I remember actually they dragged me out to was at Knox Scary Farm. That was the event that we had, not an event, but it was like an event that came up later on, and they were together and they had their own group, and then it was like the rest of the crew now that was like kind of divided or whatever. And I just felt like I did not need to be there. Like, I don't like her, I don't like him, I don't like none of this, I don't trust nobody. I'm like, this is too much betrayal that's going on, that's between us. And then family started getting into it, and then the denial from, you know, her family versus my family. Like, well, they're not blood, but it was just a lot of, you know, for me and like the way I grew up, it was just one of those, that street code. We don't do that. We not crossing lines. You're not messing with nobody's dude, female, like none of that. So it was, and then even if you're not like quote unquote street, it was a moral that I felt that was just broken. Anybody who your friends, you know, talk to, that's off limits. And I think for me, and the family's denial towards me and my family, that kind of hurt us to our core, because there's not a lot of people that we trust with us and like our family secrets, or coming into our households, or calling me auntie, or that's my sister, that's my cousin, stuff. So we don't really do that in my family a lot. So when we say this is like my god sister, or that's my sister, or that's, you know, whoever, that's a bond that we do not take lightly. It's very it's sacred to us, and to feel like that was just a whole denial of, no, this didn't happen, that didn't happen, was kind of it was real hurtful. It was, we didn't know how to process that, I would probably say, because we were, number one, we were upset. Like, both families were upset, and I don't think that we looked at the whole picture in total. I think we were definitely in the moment, and mothers were trying to protect their daughters at the same time, instead of actually processing and looking at the whole picture. I think it was just, you know, her mom protecting her and her feelings, my mom protecting me and my feelings and guiding me. And they're both protected mothers, like, plain and simple. They have their own sisterhood, so it's like, dang, our daughters are getting into it and they're like sisters. Now we kind of on the outs, kind of looking at each other like, don't talk to me, don't say nothing about my daughter, don't bring that mess over here. It was very tense. That's the best probably word I would probably say, is a lot of tension during that time. And the families were just not okay. I don't even know how to just say, to break it down in simple terms. Like, families just were not okay. Bonds were completely broken. I would say from that whole time, my takeaway from the family betrayal would be, check your relationships. Like, really, really understand the relationships and bonds of any relationship that you have, whether it's a friend, best friend, sister, brother, god sister, god brother, whatever that relationship is. Really get an understanding, but you still have to be smart about what you tell people, because you never know, and that's with any relationship, you don't know what can happen. But you have to be smart and really trust your gut on who you're telling your business to. But I would just definitely say, be smart about each relationship and investment and ties that you have with each person that you have in your life. And that's my truth.